Hello and welcome to You Don't Know Jack. We are the Outsiders Looking In. My name is Chris Brown.
I'm Hubert Maitland.
And this is episode 101. We are recording on February 21st, 2021. And you know, it's been a week of some interesting things happening in the sports world. I don't know about you, Hubert, but I thought this would be kind of a lull period, but there's been some interesting things that have popped up.
Interesting isn't even the word right now. I am fully aware of the gratitude of. I'm trying to sound smart. I don't sound smart. It's been a weird week. My Eagles have made some moves. We'll talk about if it's good or bad or not. Teaser. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. My Eagles have made some good moves, or bad moves, or any kind of moves.
Just moves in general. That's the virtual background that you have there. I hear you representing. That's awesome. That's awesome. Listen, you know how we do it here. Everyone has an opinion when it comes to sports, but I think that we should just sit back, relax, and enjoy the uncertainty of sports and entertainment around the world because I don't know and you don't know Jack. All right, let's get into it. A lot of stuff to cover today. So I guess we should just start out west. Start out west with the good old Los Angeles Lakers.
Those Lakers.
This is a very interesting hot take, man. What do you got? What is your analysis on the Lakers halfway through the season?
My analysis is one: LeBron James is not. He doesn't have it anymore. I mean, did you see the video, the highlight of Bam Adebayo blocking LeBron James the way LeBron James blocked Iguodala in the finals?
Which you said wasn't a real block, by the way.
It wasn't because he had double clutch.
LeBron definitely double clutched last night.
I was getting LeBron did have to double clutch last night. I will say that. Yeah, that same energy. He did have to double clutch last night. But still, though, the way he came in and blocked LeBron James, I was like, serves you right for in that block in the finals. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Iguodala, that's my boy.
Yeah, no, that was interesting. Bam, I gotta tell you, man, Bam Adebayo, he's a beast, and he deserves all the money that he's gonna get paid. Or I don't know if he just signed a contract or he's about to, but Bam Adebayo is an absolute beast. He had that block against Jason Tatum in the bubble to just kind of seal that win at the end of the game. I mean, yeah, he's just an incredible talent. And he played really well last night. But to your point, LeBron did not play well last night.
I mean, he wasn't even the leading scorer. That is your team when AD is not on the floor, and Kuzma scores more than you. Come on, man. I mean, I'm not a LeBron hater anymore. I'm not gonna say that I'm a lover of LeBron James, but I'm not gonna say I hate on him anymore since he left the Cavs and actually went somewhere else and won something, which means I had to have the same energy with Tom Brady, but I don't. I'm a hypocrite in that. But still, since LeBron's getting old. He's 36 years old. Basketball is a two-way sport. It's a two-way sport. Everybody has to play two ways every single night. And so LeBron, he's still doing it at 36, but he's not doing it at the level he's been doing it. So when AD is not on the floor, it's gonna be tough sledding for the Lakers.
Yeah, without a doubt. 80, I think they said 80 is out potentially for a month or so. Was it an ankle sprain? I don't know, Jack.
It was I think it was either ankle sprain or a calf sprain, one of the two. It had something to do with his calf. So he's going to be out for at least 2 to 3 weeks. That was last week, I believe, that happened. So he's going to be out for a while. I mean, they dropped the game to the Nets on Friday night, and then they dropped the second game in a row last night. So they're gonna have to pick it up. Everybody's gunning for them right now.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. AD's injury, according to CBS, is a calf strain, like you said, and he's estimated to miss 4 weeks. So we'll see what happens there. Definitely going to be reevaluated before that time timeline. But with the All-Star break coming up, I just don't see him returning before the All-Star break,
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't. I take my time because even though the Lakers lost. My mind's on the Eagles right now. Even though the Lakers have lost 2 in a row, they're still in prime position. They're second in the West behind the Utah Jazz of all not just the Jazz. Yeah, Utah Jazz all teams.
The Jazz are 24-6 up there, and they're actually tied with the Clippers now because of that loss. So
I know
they're technically in 3rd place.
Right, and the Clippers are playing today. So I think the last I saw the score, your Magic were keeping up with the Clippers today. So I don't know. I think if the Clippers drop that one, they're still in 2nd place. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I have no idea if the Magic are going to win because the Magic are not very good. But they did beat the Warriors the other day, so that was kind of cool.
Well, that's not that's not hard to beat the Warriors right now.
Well, I mean, the Warriors are a playoff team, and the Magic are not a playoff team. So that was rough. That was very, very rough.
New year, whatever playoff team was last year is not going to be a playoff team this year. Look at the Heat.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, the Heat are going to figure it out. They're number 10 right now, and they'll get back into the mix. The Warriors being in the mix in the Western Conference, I could not believe it at all. Like they're number 8. They're obviously not doing that well, but the fact that they're even in there is surprising to me because Steph has to score like 50 points a game. But I digress.
Well, he gets paid to do that. If he got a nice major, a Supermax deal a couple years ago, I would have expected him to score 50 every night since that contract was signed. So we're letting Steph off the hook right now. Steph needs to be in that team.
Yeah.
Steph needs to be leading that team every single night.
But okay, so that's fair. You get paid a lot of money. You have to be the leading scorer. You got to be the best player on the court at all times. That's very true. But name a player that's been able to do that and actually win. Like LeBron?
Yes.
I mean, even LeBron, when he wins, he has people around him.
Not in the cat. Well.
Yeah, with the Cavs, you have Kevin Love played, and Kyrie played.
I wouldn't say Kevin Love was a primary player. I would say he was a great role player. Kyrie, he only rose to stardom, I guess, that season. But I mean, then again, if he didn't hit that shot, I mean, if LeBron doesn't carry that team, it's not. He doesn't get to that point. So I still think that LeBron was the catalyst that drove that whole team. Without him, look at him now. Like the Cavs dropped. They haven't made the playoffs since he left, basically. So he's the guy. He's the guy.
Yeah. And that brings up a good point. You were talking about is it AD's team, right? Are the Lakers officially Anthony Davis's team? I think so in some ways, but more importantly, I just think it takes more than one person. I just think it takes more than one person to win. Plain and simple.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. It does take more than one person. But if that one person is like a generational player, then he covers for a lot of things that you're going to miss on that team. I mean, look at Tom Brady, for instance. Tom Brady, I don't like the guy.
Is this Tom Brady praise?
I thought about what you said last week, so I'm going to give him credit. In New England, when they had 0, he still took them to the playoffs. They had 0. He still took them to the playoffs. So,
and he did have good defenses, but generally speaking, he never had weapons on offense.
Exactly. I mean, N'Keal Harry, he's inconsistent. He's not really the guy. He had Julian Edelman, but he's old. So, I mean, no running game. I mean, he had a decent defense to kind of back him up, but it was all him. So, yeah.
He would throw to a lot of wide receivers that were former quarterbacks. I think Deion Branch was a former quarterback in college. Right. Julian Edelman was a former quarterback in college. You know what I'm saying? A lot of like lower draft picks or even undrafted guys. So,
right.
Then again, he did also have Randy Moss, and then you saw the numbers that he put up with Randy Moss. So it is what it is. It takes a team. It all
goes to show, like I said, like you said, You know, at some point, you got to have people around you to win, and they did a really good job of pairing LeBron James with Anthony Davis and Kuzma and all those guys, and that's why they won it last year. Even though it's probably one of the hardest years to win a championship in a bubble in a pandemic with no fans, you know, no off season, you know, just condensed everything. That was probably the hardest part of the whole thing. But hey, to go through that and win a championship and come back the next year and be number 2 in the
Western Conference,
Western Conference, that's big.
I mean, we're not talking about a horrible team here, right? They're 22-9. AD gets better. You know, obviously, like you said, this is a lot of what they do runs through AD, so they need him on the court in order to win. But I'll say this: after saying all of that, you know, it takes a team. It takes more than one guy to win. Last night, when LeBron James didn't take the last shot, they were down by 2. They had a chance to tie, and he didn't take the last shot. He passed it to the GOAT, Alex Caruso. I get it. You're double teamed. Hey man, that's what they call him, the GOAT. Yeah, well, he was double teamed, but I just feel like, you know what, in that moment, Kobe would have found a way to get the shot off.
I mean, they're two. I feel like they're two different players though. LeBron wants to make the right play. Kobe wanted to make the shot. Like that, they're two different players. Like LeBron, I can't hate on that what you call it, the mentality of always wanting to get the right play at the right time. Like the right play, you can still lose on a good shot. That's just what it is. You get a good look, you miss the shot, you lose. If you're down by a couple points or 4 points or whatever, hit a 3, still you lose. Like you're still gonna lose on a good shot. But if 9 times out of 10 you made the right play, you're gonna win. Like that's just what it is. So
true, but it goes back to what you said about, you know, when you are paid that much money. I don't think the owner, if I was a team owner, right? If you were a team owner, if Randy was a team owner, you know, you would want that guy that you're paying 50% of the salary cap to, or 25% of the salary cap to take that last shot. And, you know, in a game like this, obviously it's a regular season game. It's not a big deal. It's not the playoffs. It's not a championship. But even if, you know, you're shooting 7 for 21, I feel like he was like sick or under the weather. That whole game was just a weird
excuse. He scored 19 points. He was on the floor most of the night. You on the like it's like say, if you are able to suit up and play, I expect 100%. Even though you're not 100%, I expect 100%.
True. And again, to your point about him being a super max or you know, just taking up a large chunk of the salary cap. Yeah, he's got to do it. He's got to do a little bit better. I will say Kyle Kuzma, man, he really took over in that fourth quarter, and I expected him to actually hit a 3 that he missed to take the lead. So, you know, Lakers are in turmoil, but they'll figure it out. I want to see what happens after the All-Star break. For me, as much as a basketball fan as I am, it's after the All-Star break for me. What happens after the All-Star break kind of determines everything.
That's the most important thing. I mean, the beginning sets you up.
Yeah,
but that doesn't necessarily be a thing. Like, look at the Wizards. The Wizards right now climbing, and they're climbing. They're starting to win games. They're starting to figure this out. After the All-Star break, they could make a push. Push for that 8th, 7th, 6th spot.
Yeah, I'm definitely more inclined to believe the Wizards will make the playoffs than the Orlando Magic, my team. So I just think the Wizards have a lot of talent, and they can definitely do it. No, man, the Magic, they have some talent, but they just cannot put it together. Anyways, we've been talking about the All-Star break. The All-Star game is going to be very different this year. They're putting all of All-Star weekend into one day. That's going to be Sunday, March 7th. They are going to do what's that?
That is a lot happening.
Yeah, a lot to happen on one day, but I think they'll make it work. It's going to be the skills competition as well as a 3-point competition before the game. Then they're going to have the first half of the game. Then the halftime will include the slam dunk competition. And then after that, the conclusion of the All-Star game. So I'm interested to see what happens. Obviously, with coronavirus still an issue, it's top of the mind for every league, every person in America right now, especially. they had to figure out if they could even do it. I'm glad they're doing it. I just hope that everything kind of works out and everybody stays safe and we get a decent show. It's you got to adapt and adjust, right?
Adapt and adjust. That's the name of the game. My question is, will they have the celebrity game? That's my question, because they usually have the
Yeah,
night before, and then they have
no.
the Friday before, and then they have the skills competition, all that Saturday night. Then the Sunday is the game. So I want to know if they're actually going to have a celebrity game. I would say no. Uh, I'm all for letting these couple of years of the pandemic write themselves off and then come back once
Yeah.
it calms down. I've always been a proponent of that, but
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's a good business reason to put celebrities at risk, to put players at risk and stuff like that. So yeah, the All Star Celebrity Game, I doubt will happen. I'll have to continue looking to see if that will happen, but I doubt that's going to happen. So we'll see, we'll see. All right, big news of the week. This clip from Draymond has just been circulating on every sports talk radio show or TV show.
yes.
And this is just a very big discussion about contracts, how much power players have versus how much power owners have. Just the battles between trading players and letting players know that they're potentially going to be traded. Just because of all the things that are happening right now before the trade deadline, Draymond had a lot to say. Had a lot to say. I know Hugh, you immediately texted me the day after and was like, "What is going on?"
Before the game, sit on the sideline, then go to the back, and then come out in street clothes because a team is going to trade him is bull. Because when James Harden asked for a trade and essentially dogged it, I don't think there was no surprise or there's no one's going to fight back that James was dogging it his last days in Houston. But he was castrated for wanting to go to a different team, and everybody destroyed that man. And yet a team can come out and say, oh, we want to trade a guy, and then that guy is to go sit. And if he doesn't stay professional, then he's a cancer, and he's not good in someone's locker room, and he's the issue.
So what were your feelings on what he said?
So basically, I surprisingly agree with Draymond. Like, I mean, I feel like organizations, I understand that you're getting paid from the organization, and that once you get paid the organization, they have the right to do, whatever they want. You have the money, it's the old saying, if you have the money, you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, your product is the players. So if you're not keeping the players happy, you're not gonna make the money that you want to. I mean, same thing. If I go to Walmart and they keep on producing bad product, why would I continue to go to Walmart and spend my money somewhere that won't give me the quality that I need? I mean, these guys are getting paid. Yes, they're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to play a game. Like, we call it a game. I mean, it's a game. But then again, these guys put in way more hours than we do during the week. I mean, and that doesn't include off season when they have to keep their bodies in shape. They have to continue to get better at as far as mental game, making sure they understand their responsibilities, techniques. Like, it's not just all right. We're playing 82 games. These between the first game and the 82nd game are the whatever you go into the playoffs. That's it. I can go do whatever I want after that. Like we would. I mean, if say teachers, like if teachers wanted to have a summer off, they can just do whatever they want and not have to worry about, and that's not this on teachers. That's just an example. Teachers can go for a couple weeks or so and be like, all right, I don't have to worry. I'm gonna eat what I want, do what I want. Then I come back and then get back into the swing of lesson planning and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Players can't do that. Players, they have maybe a week to do what they want, get to where they can just do whatever they want. Then they got to get back on it. Okay, I can't get too heavy. I got to watch what I eat. Got to work out. Got to watch film. Make sure get prepared for the next season. You know, it's all constantly a mental thing, or constantly a physical thing. And so, yeah, if that's the case, I should have say in how the organization handles my contracts, how the organization handles communication when I'm going to be traded or if I'm going to be released. I should have a say in that because I'm signing the contract. I have my rights too. So I agree with Draymond. I'm like, there has to be a level of respect between the organization and the players. You know, it's just like what is it that broadcaster told LeBron James just shut up and dribble. That's not that is that is not that is not the attitude we need to be taking with employees or contract workers or anything like that. If I'm paid to do a job, you want me to do it well, pay me well, make sure I get the respect that I deserve. Yes, we'll have a mutual relationship that way. But if you're gonna be like, okay, so I paid you, so you do whatever I tell you to do. Nah, I'm not gonna. You can have that money back. I go somewhere else. I'll pay me a little less, but give me the respect I deserve. That's just, and I feel like that's what Draymond Green was talking about. I personally agree with his take on the organization versus the players. There was a lot more in there, but that was the main thing that I agree with him with.
Yeah, there was a lot. You know, some of the specific examples of what happened with Andre Drummond versus what happened with James Harden and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a tough situation. I keep trying to figure out what is the solution, and the only thing I can think of is like, all right, everybody just gets a 1-year contract. Like, just
I am down with that. Yes.
Yeah, just stop the long-term contracts and just say this is what you're worth to the organization for 1 year. There's going to be a no trade clause, which would be interesting, right? So there would be no trading during the season. I don't know if anybody would agree with that, but for me, I
don't agree with that.
But why? That's the thing. Like, why does it matter? Like, why do I need to make a trade during the middle of the season?
Well, I mean, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm not even thinking about it from the organization's perspective. I'm thinking about it from the player's perspective. Because if anything, I'd be in a player's perspective because I'm watching them play on the court every day or every night or whatever. Like, I don't want to go into something and say I love the city of, say, Houston. I'm playing the city of Houston, and all of a sudden, you know, I get a call. I've been traded. I mean, there has to be some kind of communication. Now, on the back end of that, if I'm unhappy with the city of Houston, there is that other side we got to talk about. Because if I request a trade, don't tell me the player shouldn't be telling the organization I'm going to sit out because I don't feel like playing. Yeah, it's your professional responsibility to play. We're paying you to play. It's your professional responsibility to show up every night. If I request a trade, then that means I don't want to be here. Trade me anyway. Like, if the player doesn't want to be there, they're not going to play to their best ability. So they deserve to be traded either way. So there's two sides to the coin.
Yeah, but that's why the only solution I can see, and it's not great. You know, if you're loyal to a team, it doesn't matter what the players are, right? Now, most people will say, I'm loyal to the team, I'm supporting them, and then I support them more when they start winning. It doesn't matter that you're going to have a new quarterback in Philly. You're still going to be a Philly fan, right?
Exactly.
So I think if you say we have 1-year contracts, no trades during the season, then what happened with James Harden wouldn't have even been a story.
Right.
Because during the offseason, he would have just been like, no, I'm not re-signing with Houston, and he would have been gone.
But I mean, but there's the thing though, that there are instances where your star players can bring down the whole team. Like, you can have a dynamic nucleus of a team and your star player doesn't want to be there. He becomes toxic. When he becomes toxic, there goes the morale, there goes the any possibility of that team being successful. So I feel like if a player doesn't want to be there and he's made it clear in the media, he's made it clear in the locker room, he's made it clear to upper management, there shouldn't be any discussion or delay of, I'm going to keep him because he's a star player. He's not going to do what you want the star player to do. He's going to, he may get on the court so he can get a paycheck, but that's it. Trade him. There's no point in keeping him. So I mean, that, and from that perspective, I'm like, keep the trades, just so disgruntled players like Deshaun Watson. He comes out, he shows up every single day, every single Sunday this past year, but he was disgruntled with the team. Like, and now they're saying they don't want to trade him. That is absolutely bogus. He doesn't want to be there. You're not going to be successful moving forward, even with his star ability. He's going to show up. He may show up Sunday in and Sunday out, but at the end of the day, he's not going to put in the work to make sure that he reads defenses like he should. He's not going to put in work. He's like, oh, I did what I need to do. I'm going to go sit on the side of the bench.
Yeah,
that's not the attitude that younger players need to have. We're watching him coming in, rookies coming in, saying, "Okay, he's a leader. We need to take our examples from him because he's not going to care. So trade him anyway." That's my take on it.
Yeah. There's a level of professionalism on both sides. It's like, if the player is disgruntled, that's bad. If the organization's like, we can't win with this guy, that's also bad. Because I think that in some ways. What we'll talk about a little later with Carson Wentz, like they kind of knew early on in the season. And that's the only risk with the solution that I'm proposing. It's like, okay, if 2 months into the season you realize, oh crap, this is not going to work, then not having the ability to trade people is going to be bad. So we'll see what happens. I think obviously the owners are like, I want to be able to plan for the long term. I want to be able to lock up good players. So I don't see the 1 year contract thing happening, but we'll see what people say. We'll see what happens. Draymond definitely brought up a good conversation, but the power has always been with the team owners and the GMs. And we'll see how much power the players have in the future.
I mean, the players are the key to the game. Like nobody goes. Like I tell you all the time when they say, "Okay, you just see they getting paid to play this game. They get paid good money to play a game. They just need to shut up and do what they do." I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, it's a job. It is a job that they go to. It's their livelihood. And guess what? They are who people go to see. Nobody's going to see Jerry Jones. Nobody cares about Jerry Jones sitting in the box in the owner's box.
So that's a really good point. That's a really good point. Are you going to see? Sorry to cut you, but are you going to see the Philadelphia Eagles? Like I think you are. When you turn on the TV, you're going to watch the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I want to watch.
It may not be Jerry Jones. It may not be what's his name, Lurie.
Jeffrey Lurie.
Jeffrey Lurie.
Here's the thing. Even as an Eagles fan, if there was not a good product on the field, I'm not necessarily going to watch the whole. I might start the game, but I'm not going to watch the Eagles game all the way through. Like I want to see.
Yeah, but if they're winning, you'll watch.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So if you're winning, usually you have a good nucleus of a team. You have a couple of star players that are fantastic. I mean, you saw D-Jax when he was younger back in 2008. Like lighten it up, Michael Vick, you had all these guys. They're the people that put butts in seats. You're not going to go to the organization. Okay, I need to support Jeffrey Lurie in going to watching the Eagles game. Like I'm not going there to support Jeffrey Lurie. I'm going to see action. I'm going to go see the players play. And that's what me putting the product on the field means. Like I want to see quality product. I'm not here to see.
So if you had a bunch of undrafted guys and your offense was basically all running, would you still go see?
I probably wouldn't watch the game.
Even if they were winning?
Yeah. I mean, usually you're not going to win with that type of play.
I'm saying what I'm saying is like if you didn't have these crazy star players and it was truly a team effort. I'm thinking about basketball because there's a good analogy. The San Antonio Spurs and the Detroit Pistons, two teams that won championships with arguably – star players, but they weren't great. They weren't like the super exciting star players. Yeah. So it's like, if you're winning, I think people will watch no matter what.
I probably would tune in to maybe one or two good games, but other than that, if there's no excitement, honestly, I wouldn't. Like I need to see players that play at a high level create great, like I want to see 50-yard bombs and great catches. I want to see big hits. I want to see, quarterbacks and all that throw from weird angles, like getting sacked, going to the ground. That's the stuff I want to see. I don't want to see just running the ball 15 times. I did that in high school. All we did was run the ball 15 times. we won some games in high school, but We ran the ball. There's no excitement in running the ball 15 times and then going back, like going 3 and out and going to the sideline. There's no excitement in that.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, I think most people are loyal to the team, but you're right. They want to see exciting players on the team. But man, like as soon as that player, like James Harden in Houston, has issues, then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I don't like James Harden anymore.
Right.
I'm still loyal to the Rockets. So it's just this weird give and take, and we'll figure out what happens there. Because I just think it's a fascinating conversation to have. That players nowadays have way more power than they've ever had, and we'll see if the leagues decide to adjust.
Way more, but not enough, in my opinion.
Well, maybe players will have to create their own leagues at some point. We'll see. We'll see what happens. A very sad note that we have to touch on quickly. We want to send our prayers and our thoughts to the family of Vincent Jackson. Vincent Jackson was a wide receiver in the NFL. He passed away on February 15th. He was found in his hotel room by medical staff. This was in Tampa. They're not releasing any official news, any COD, cause of death.
Yeah, as of not yet.
Yeah, and I don't want to speculate at all, but it's definitely sad.
The only thing that I saw as of today was the simple fact that they think that he died 2 or 3 days before, but they found him on February 15th, but they think that he died a couple days before that because there was no movement in his room. He never left. There was all this that was going on, and then they finally went in and saw his body, tried to move him, and he wasn't responsive. So thought process is he died a couple days before, which is actually really, really sad. So
yeah, very sad. And this is after he played for the Bucks and the Chargers. The Bucks just won the Super Bowl February 7th, I believe. Yeah. And so this was February 15th when they found him right after they won. I believe he was in Tampa, Florida as well.
Yeah.
Yep. It's very, very sad. Obviously we'll get more information. We hope it had nothing to do with CTE. Again, I'm just speculating, but just very sad. He played in over 150 games, had over 9,000 yards receiving, 57 touchdowns. Seemed like an all-around good guy, productive guy, professional. And it's just sad to lose him at the age of 38, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, 38.
So yeah, rest in peace. Hopefully, prayers go to his family and the Bucks and the Chargers organization that he played for. So yeah, continue.
Yeah.
This life is rough sometimes.
It is. It's very tough. It's very tough to, as we go along, things just don't always turn out as we want them to. Case in point, I think the career of Serena Williams is, oh man, it's on a lifeline. It's just not where she wants to be. Obviously she's getting older, but this recent Australian Open, she just didn't have enough to win against Naomi Osaka, and it wasn't it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. Serena is the GOAT. Nothing will ever take away from the fact that she, is one of the greatest.
3 Grand Slams.
Yeah, she's probably her and Steffi Graf. When it comes down to it, those are the 2 women tennis players. And that's what she'll always be known for. I am very sorry. Naomi Osaka won the Australian Open, but it wasn't the championship that they played in. It was the semifinal.
Yeah.
Semifinal. I apologize. I don't know Jack.
Jennifer Brady was the one that Naomi beat to win the final championship.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the semis that. I'm sorry, I should have put that on the sheet better.
No, it's okay. I don't know Jack.
With the name. It's exciting to see young players dominate. We don't know how many Grand Slams or Opens that will that Naomi Osaka will win, but she is tearing up the league right now.
Yeah.
Great young player. And Serena, like you said, Serena's slowed down a little bit. I honestly think this is a great time to reevaluate what's next. Do you want to keep going? Do you want to change up your training routine? Do you want to kind of do something different, or is this? I mean, Serena's set for life. She doesn't have to worry about anything. So would this be the end of a generational player?
Yeah,
she is a generational player, and it would be. I mean, it'd be a great way to go out. It would be.
Yeah, I think so. I think this might be her last year. She's 39 years old. Again, speculating. I have no inside knowledge, but 39 years old. Osaka dominated the semifinal 6-3, 6-4. So beat her in straight sets. And I don't know. For Serena, it's been a while. Obviously, she's a mother. She's got other businesses that she's very engaged with. So Father Time is undefeated, and maybe it's time for her to maybe slow down a bit. I say that, but then Tiger Woods is still out there doing his thing. Tom Brady's still out there doing his thing. So what? If Serena wants to continue playing, then by all means continue playing. But these young challengers are really stepping up.
Yeah, that's what I said when I was out there playing Ultimate Frisbee today. I was like, Father Time just caught up with me, but I just think I'm old. I'm slow, and yeah.
Nah, man, we're gonna get out there, start running some 40-yard dashes, doing some drills as soon as the weather gets a little bit better. Prayers to Houston, or not Houston, Texas, the whole state of Texas, and everything that they've gone through. It's just insane to see what's happening. The weather. Getting snow when you're not used to getting snow, getting that freezing. The ice and all of that, making it hard to travel. And then on top of that, to have those rolling blackouts on top of that, I just can't imagine. So we definitely want to give a quick shout out to everybody in Houston in Texas. Mm-hmm. There are more cities than just Houston and Texas. Yeah, exactly. Austin. Yeah, so we definitely want to pray for them.
Yeah, they're in the ice age right now, like the movie. So we just want to just remember them. A lot of people died. I think it's like last count. I think was like 20 some people died. I'm not sure. I don't know, Jack. Don't quote me on that. But there's a lot of that were affected, and so we just want to continue to pray for them.
Yes, exactly. Excuse me. Yes, that was just a quick note. And then we also want to make sure that you give us a chance. Follow us on YDKG Podcast.
Give us a chance.
Give us a chance. Give us a follow. That's more accurate. Give us a follow. Yeah, YDKJ Podcast. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. Go ahead and just add us on all the socials and listen and subscribe on your podcast as well.
And give us a rating. I would love to see all those 5 stars out there.
Exactly, 5 stars. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 5 stars.
You could do a 4. It's fine if you do a 4, but 5 stars.
No, it's the best or nothing. That's what we bring, right? That's the energy that we bring every podcast. So that's what we expect from the fans: the best or nothing.
Exactly.
And that's what the Philadelphia Eagles are trying to do as well. They want the best. They want to win another championship. And so I'm trying to be positive, man. I'm trying to be positive about everything that has gone on.
We're realistic. We don't. We really don't want to win it.
Yeah, it's been tough. So the organization is in flux. They have fired their head coach, Doug Peterson, who famously won the championship with Nick Foles as the backup quarterback. They fired the defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz, and the assistant head coach has left. Is that Deuce Staley?
Deuce Staley. Yep. He got a position. So I think it's the same position that he was at. It was running backs coach and assistant. I mean, I don't know what that means. Assistant head coach, like the head coach goes down, that's the head coach. I mean, is this like a designated survivor thing? I don't know. But yeah, he was the assistant head coach and the running backs coach. And he left and went to Detroit. He is now the running backs coach and assistant head coach in Detroit. So
for Detroit. Okay. Good for Deuce. Deuce was a very good player. Had a lot of good years in the NFL. Yeah, without a doubt. He had those 3 running backs in that Super Bowl run. Oh man, that was just such a good backfield for you guys. But anyways, a lot going on, and then none bigger than the trade of Carson Wentz. Pennsylvania has been renamed. It will no longer
relocated. It's been relocated. It's not renamed. It's just relocated to somewhere else. Well, now in Indianapolis now.
yeah. Well, you can't call it Pennsylvania in Indianapolis.
Winslow-Napolis.
It just doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same ring to it. It's just weird. It's weird. So that city is now abandoned, and he's on his way. And I will let you take it from here because I know you have deep feelings about Mr. Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles moves this offseason.
I don't know about deep feelings because again, loyalty to the organization, not the player. Just kidding. Just kidding. Joking. I appreciate everything that Carson Wentz did for us. I mean, when we drafted him, he was a number 2 draft pick. He was the second overall draft pick in the 2016 or 2017 draft.
I was very, very surprised by that.
He started out rough, but he came into his own the second year in 2017. Had a phenomenal year when we went to the Super Bowl. Like he was MVP-esque, and then ended up getting injured, which every player gets injured at some point in this game. It's a violent sport, so any player can expect to get injured in the game. I mean, even the best players like Aaron Donald had gotten hurt last year where he couldn't play in the last playoff game he was in last year. So every player is going to get hurt. But he did what he needed to do to put that team in position to win a championship, getting them 13-3, put up spectacular numbers after that, got hurt again. I mean, and to kind of come out and hear that relationship between Doug and Wentz went downhill, especially this year, that was disappointing. And I don't know if that's a Wentz thing. I don't know if that's a Doug thing. We don't have any info on that, but I'm just disappointed in both of those guys for, the lack of professionalism when they were, they had been a successful team. Like winning a championship, winning a Super Bowl is the pinnacle of that sport. And to go from that and just go downhill like that is just sad.
That was real quick. That was just really weird to me because Doug Peterson was a former quarterback. So you would think that his relationship with quarterbacks, as long as the young quarterback is continuing to improve and learn and go through his progressions that relationship wouldn't sour. So I'm really interested to see how that fell apart.
I mean, I wish they can go into a 30 for 30, but the cameras weren't rolling at that time. But at the end of the day, I follow a couple of groups on Facebook.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
It is. I actually dropped 2 or 3 of them because they were just getting so weird. But I follow one, and there's 2 sides. There was the Wentz haters and there's Wentz lovers. You know what I'm saying? I like everything in life. I try to put myself somewhere in the middle. So I'm not too high on Wentz, but then I'm not dogging him either. Yes, Wentz struggled this year. He struggled mightily this year, but his body of work versus the fact that everybody on our team was pretty much injured at some point in the season, combined with a pandemic, which we had no offseason, and all this stuff that happened. I mean, that just makes for a bad recipe for it, especially a team was this close to turmoil. And a lot of fans that I follow on this group thing said that Wentz was probably one of the worst. Statistically, he was one of the worst quarterbacks. But you're going off of 1 year. You're going off of 1 year of work. Now, if it was carrying on to the next year, like if 2021, and he was still having the same issues, still doing, I mean, yes, then you have a legitimate argument. But these same people use that rationale about Carson Wentz being so bad to say Jalen Hurts was that good off of 3 games. Like, Jalen Hurts only won 1 of those 3 games, maybe 2. I think it was 2 of those. He played 4 games in all last year.
Yeah, I think he played. Are you talking about starts or just games in general?
Starts. He started 4 games.
Yeah, I think he started 4 games. Yes, he started 4 games. He went 1 for 3.
1 for 3. Yes. Yeah. So with that body of work, you're saying that Jalen Hurts is better than Carson Wentz. Yes, he had more experience playing with the second team than Carson Wentz because, the second team, that's what you go through during the season. And at the beginning of the season, you had pretty much all your starters. So the body of work that Jalen Hurts got was with the second teamers. Of course, he's going to play better, have more chemistry with the second teamers. That being said, he still won 1 game. So it was not that much better. So basically all I'm going on to say, we didn't deserve Carson Wentz this year. So I'm glad that he left Philadelphia. I wish him the best. I can't root for him because he's on another team. That'll be disloyal to my team. So I can't root for him for success. But I can say that I wish him the best going forward. I'm glad that he got an organization that's going to appreciate him, that's going to protect him, that's going to give him the weapons that he needs. And this is an organization that's well run from the top down. Our organization is a mess right now, and it starts with Howie.
That's your general manager, right?
He's got to go. He put us in this mess with the salary cap. I mean, we talked about this, him pushing, restructuring deals, pushing stuff back, restructuring more deals. Now we are over salary cap. We have to cut people. We have to pay them dead cap money. I mean, we're a mess right now. And that's just because, that's his responsibility.
Yeah, he went all in to win. And I guess it paid off, but at the same time, now you're gonna have to deal with rebuilding for a while, and that's gonna be rough. To anyone who says that Carson Wentz is a bust or not a good quarterback, I just don't know how you could say that. I mean,
how you're a football fan or why I know anything about football if you think that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand that Johnny Manziel was an NFL quarterback.
Tebow was an NFL quarterback.
Exactly. Robert Griffin III was a NFL quarterback. What's the guy from the San Diego Chargers years ago? Ryan, I forgot. One of the biggest busts. Jamarcus Russell, with the Raiders. So I mean, like there are quarterbacks that are true busts. I don't think Carson Wentz's story is over yet. And even if it is over, it's largely because of injury. I don't think it's purely play on the field. I think it's largely because of injury.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Carson Wentz is the 2.0 of Ben Roethlisberger. Like Ben, his style of play matches up perfectly with Ben. And look at Ben now. Like Ben, well, not now, like a couple years before that, Ben was lighting up the league in yards per pass, touchdowns. He had a great squad around him, and Indianapolis has potentially one of the best running games in the league. They definitely have one of the best offensive lines in the league. They have weapons around them that Wentz can grow around and build around.
T.Y. Hilton.
Right. And they have a solid, if not top 5 defense that that happened last year that got him deep into the playoffs. So that's just a great situation for him to be in. For us, we didn't really get much for him. We got a 2nd round pick and a 3rd round pick that can become a 1st round pick next year. Which that's like me giving you a Mercedes and you giving me like Chevrolet. I don't know. Something.
A slightly dented and broken Mercedes.
Yeah.
So, I don't think Carson Wentz is, a brand new Mercedes.
No, he's definitely not brand new. But I mean, Mercedes, the name brand speaks for itself. So you get a higher end player for a couple of draft picks that could or potentially work out or could not, depending on how we draft, which we don't have a very good history of drafting in Philadelphia anyway. So at the end of the day, like I said, I wish Carson was the best. Our fans don't deserve his play, his sacrifice to the organization. And going forward, it's just a matter of we got to rebuild, find somebody that's going to work for us, and then just keep building from there.
Yeah, I do want to ask you quickly, is Jalen Hurts that guy?
I don't know. I'm gonna keep that same energy. I'm like, it was only 4 games last year that he played. He played well in one of the games where they had one of the top rated defenses. He came in and just put up a great show and won that game. And then the other games, obviously, they figured him out. I want to see what he does this year in the offseason, see how he relates to the players, his wide receiving core, how he learns the playbook a little better, especially coming in with a new offensive coach, or new offensive system, new head coach, new offensive coordinator, just new pieces around him. I want to see how he kind of grows from there, because that's going to be another obstacle this year. But honestly, I don't know. The sample size is 1 year is still not enough. Like, I want to see what he can do 2 or 3 years down the road, because that's how long it's going to take for us to actually see these players, these rookies, and see how their development is. Like, some people can jump that quick from year 1 to year 2, but it just depends on the player, how much work they put in, how much they understand the playbook, how much they can relate all that into the field. And if Jalen Hurts has a solid 2nd year, like Patrick Mahomes, he started year 3? I think he started year 3.
I think towards the end of year 1. It was right before they traded Alex Smith, I think.
Yeah, so he Patrick Mahomes from year 1 to year 2, big jump. He had a grasp of the playbook already. He knew where he wanted to go with the ball. It also helps to have cheetahs and racehorses on your team, but still, he made that big jump, and he made 2 Super Bowl appearances, won. Like, it's incredible, the jump. So Jalen Hurts can be the guy. We just don't know yet.
Okay, I'm gonna say he's probably not the guy. But I'm biased. I like quarterbacks that can pass a lot from the pocket. Even though Russell Wilson is a running quarterback, he doesn't run that often. Even though Patrick Mahomes is a running quarterback, he doesn't run that often.
Put Dak in there. Dak is the guy that won't run.
Yeah,
he's a really good pocket passer.
I would say he's getting better and better. I still don't like his accuracy sometimes, but Dak is decent. It sounds like you would actually want Dak on your team, which I find
I wouldn't mind.
Incredible.
I wouldn't mind. Even when I said that, I wouldn't mind having Dak on my team. I just don't like the Cowboys organization, but I think that Dak is a solid quarterback. Like, he may not be a franchise, but he can definitely be somebody that can come off the bench and lead your team. If you have the right people around him, he can do some damage. I mean, look at the Cowboys. 4 weeks into the season, he was lighted up 450 yards in 2 games, 2 of those 4 games. Like, they were killing people on offense.
Yeah,
he's
and he had weapons, and he had definitely improved a lot in terms of his passing.
right. So I mean, I feel like Dak is a solid quarterback. That is he a $40 million a year quarterback? I don't know. I that's up to how much you want to be able to put weapons around around Dak Prescott. But at the end of
Yeah,
the day, I mean, he is definitely worth somewhere in the ballpark of 35, 38, somewhere around there, which they were trying to pay him. So we'll see. We'll see.
yeah. And now that that injury looks rough, man. So I have no idea how to evaluate Dak going forward. We're gonna
All
have to
I'm,
see what he is after that injury.
right. All I'm saying is he does get some good night's sleep though.
It took me a second. I was like, wait, oh yeah, yeah.
Sleep
Is it
number.
Serta or is it Sleep Number?
Sleep number.
Sleep Number. Okay,
Sleep number
yeah.
commercials. He's getting some great night's sleep. I'll tell you that.
That'd be hilarious. He was like, "Oh, I didn't sleep well last night before the game. Wait, Dax, wait, time out."
You got a sleep number for free, okay?
Exactly,
Free.
exactly. I guess one last note. You mentioned it quickly, but Deshaun Jackson was released from the Eagles. That was his second run with the Eagles, I believe.
Yes.
And so he was released. Another wide receiver that's getting a little bit older. I still think he has
Still
a
got
place in this league. I
Still
think he
got
could play with man, he reminds me, obviously he's a deep threat, but as his speed declines, I think he could really be kind of a really good slot guy, a good Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola type.
Mhm.
He's got sure hands. He catches the ball. If he's healthy, he can get out there. He can run with the best of them. So
I don't think he's lost that much speed, to be honest with you. I mean, he's slowing down because he's older, but I mean, you see him out on the field, like even when he was playing the 3 or 4 games that he was playing, like in that Washington game,
Mhm.
he caught like 2 bombs from Carson. He ran by people. He's not Tyreek Hill fast, but he's fast enough to run by DBs.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, you're right. The sample size has just been too small these last couple of years. He's played in 8 games,
Yes.
so we want to see more from him. But in those 8 games, he has 3 touchdowns. That's pretty good, and over 300 yards. So
Really good.
I don't know. We'll see what happens with Deshaun. Always rooting for him. Hopefully, he can find a place. He's one of those exciting guys that we love to see on the field. So
I'll take him in Philly.
yeah, without a doubt.
We can't afford him though.
Yeah, I mean that's why you released him, right? Like you at some point you got to get your books in line.
Yeah,
You need to go do an audit for them, Hubert.
that's Jeffrey. No, that's on Jeffrey. Jeffrey needs to go ahead and let him go. Get somebody that won't make player decisions based on the relationship. Yeah, you want to have a relationship, but do you understand it's a business? As a general manager, your responsibility is business first. Yes, I love having a family atmosphere in the locker room and having camaraderie, but I feel like that's one of the Eagles' problems for the longest time. We like to have family in the locker room, and that's why Vinny Curry's still there, why Brandon Graham is still there. That's why what's the other guy? Barnett's still there. So we've kept a lot of these players together because they're decent players, but when you get accustomed to a certain style, a certain way of playing,
Hmm.
and you forget to put in your all. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not trying to put in their all, but subconsciously, you're so comfortable that I'm gonna take this play off. All right, that play could have cost us the game.
True.
You're not taking off every single play. You can take off one play, and that's going to cost us the game. So, yeah, I mean, there's a point where if the team is not working out, blow it up. You got to start fresh. You got to get somebody else new that's gonna keep focus, and that's the GM's job. He didn't do his job.
Yeah, and just to circle back around, I think it's a lot easier to do that stuff in the off season, so people don't say, "Oh, I moved over to this
Absolutely
city
correct.
and I moved my family over, and it's
Absolutely
just
correct.
unfortunate."
Yep.
Again, I don't know what the solution is, but it just seems like everybody feels betrayed when either the player wants out or the team wants to move the player. So we'll see what happens going forward. One thing I want to mention before we wrap up, hopefully you can see my screen there.
I see it.
This is the fan-controlled football league. That's right. I have no idea how to even explain what's going on here, but Johnny Manziel yeah, he is a part of the fan-controlled football league. Johnny Football is back. This is a modern digital live-streamed football league where the fans get to call the plays. They play on a 50-yard field, which is just weird inside of an arena.
Well, that's arena football, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's 50 yards, but I think arena football was more than that. I want to say it was maybe 80 yards or so. Like, this is just wild. I saw some highlights and I was just very confused, but also intrigued. So if you're interested, let me know. I'm going to start watching some of these recaps and seeing if I could catch a game live to potentially call a play. I think you just, everybody that's watching gets to vote on the play that gets run. It's 7-on-7, like I said, 50-yard field, no kicking, no special teams, 1 hour game, so incredibly fast paced.
Weird.
Huh?
That is weird.
What? I actually don't mind it. It's like 1 hour of a TV show, 1 hour game.
You take out special teams and kicking. That's weird. I don't know if I like it. I mean,
yeah.
it was fine for, what was it? The American Alliance League or something like that.
Yeah, the American Football Alliance.
Yeah, that was interesting then. I mean, I was like, it took me a while to be okay with it there, but to take it off completely, like, I don't think I'll watch it without all the aspects of football that we know and love in the game. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, they're treating it like a digital product, like an app or something like that, because I think they're going to continue to iterate if it catches on. They're 2-point conversions now. Very weird. It's literally one-on-one.
Yeah,
like one-on-one with the receiver, and I was like, "Wait, what?" So, just a whole new game. A lot of celebrities are part of it. Quavo from the Migos. Yeah. Ray Austin is the commissioner. A lot of guys involved, and I expect to see. I expect to see a little more come of it. We'll see. I think just the experimentation with football is kind of cool. I doubt the league will, carry on, but just the experimentation with the technology and the rules is very interesting. Yep. And it may be something that The Rock looks into now that he is the owner of the XFL.
Yep.
So that's something to look forward to. Also, I want to mention the HBO documentary on Tiger Woods was very good. If you want to catch that, you should catch that. You should also follow us, like I said, on Twitter, Instagram, YDKJ Podcast. You can email us, ydkjpodcast@gmail.com. Please subscribe. We are on Anchor. We are on Apple. Hubert added like 3 or 4 other streaming platforms or podcast platforms. So now we really should be everywhere.
I mean, I didn't have it anchored for me, but
yeah, but that's the beauty of that platform. That's the beauty of that platform.
Yep.
We are on YouTube. Please subscribe there. Check out our blog or our website where we blog from time to time, ydkjpodcast.com. Anything else you want to add, Hugh?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
It's all about the team.
It's all about the team. Something, 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 something. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch my Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly, on the road to victory. EAGLES, Eagles! I didn't know that middle part there. I gotta go back.
Yeah. Just kind of da through that, yada yada yada. Hey, it's okay. Loyalty to the team is what it's all about, right? And I will keep rooting for my Bengals.
Score touchdowns, 1, 2, 3, or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, good times. All right, this is You Don't Know Jack. We appreciate you listening. We are the Outsiders Looking In. My name is Chris Brown.
I'm Hubert Maitland.
And we will catch you in the next one. Be safe and be well. Peace.
Peace.